We now move over, but stay in the Indo-Pacific, where South Korean President Jae Myung faces a critical diplomatic month ahead. His first major meeting begins on Monday with Vietnam's leader, Tu Lam, marking the first foreign leader visit since Lee took office in June. They will discuss deepening ties in trade, security, technology, and infrastructure. Later this month, Lee is expected to hold summit talks with US President Donald Trump, likely on August the 25th. The focus, however, will be on security issues, including North Korea's nuclear threats and the future role of US forces in Korea. This follows a new trade deal easing tariffs and boosting US investment. Lee may also meet Japanese Prime Minister Shigeru Ishiba to revive leader visits between Seoul and Tokyo. Meanwhile, South Korean special envoys head to Indonesia to strengthen ties with President Prabowo Subianto. These talks signal a dynamic month ahead for President Lee on the international stage. We're now joined by Dr. Sanjay Kumar. He's a journalist for the Korea Herald, and he joins us live from Seoul in South Korea. Thank you very much, Dr. Kumar, for joining us on the program. When it comes to foreign policy, do you think that the South Korean people have the confidence that Jae Myung will put South Korea's interests first and be a good representative for Seoul on the world stage?
If you exclude President Trump, then of course Korean people are very positive about Jae Myung's pragmatic diplomacy approach. And this Vietnam engagement can be seen as one of the landmarks, we should say, because as you correctly mentioned that Vietnam's delegation is here, and there is a lot of positivity in the businesses from the Vietnam side as well as the Korean side, because both the countries, they want to reach the highest level of trade by 2030 by reaching $150 billion of trade. Already more than 10,000 projects of Korean companies in Vietnam are operational, and the relationship has been growing by leaps and bounds after 1992. So this visit should be seen as one of the milestones, and it is also important to note here that there are more than 300,000 Vietnamese diaspora is living in Korea. 250,000 Koreans are living in Vietnam. You can see the people-to-people ties here, and almost 100,000 multicultural families are built up by Koreans and Vietnamese. And Korean companies, they also see Vietnam as a very important gateway and destination for facilitating the global supply chains of the other companies, I mean the Korean companies. So there is a lot of euphoria. And from Vietnam side also, they want to achieve milestones under the motto of Doi Moi innovation process, which is going to mark 40th anniversary next year by 2030. So that is why there are many remarkable changes which can be seen in coming months and years. And from the infrastructure side, Vietnam wants to leverage themselves as with the artificial intelligence and the infrastructure. That is why the leadership there are meeting many conglomerates, including Samsung, LG, Daewoo Engineering and Construction. You might be aware that the Star Lake City project of Daewoo ENC has performed very well and well received by both the countries. So there is enough potential between these two countries, and President Jae Myung wants to start with Vietnam, and it has a really deep significance, if I can say right now.
Yes, Dr. Kumar, thank you very much for your insight. Always a pleasure to have you on the program. Thank you very much for joining us this hour, but that is all.